I think everybody's here, so there's no apologies. Yeah. Okay. Can I sign off the minutes of the meeting on the 6th of October as a true record, please? Thank you. Remind members of section 106. Don't think that affects anybody. Are there any disclosures of interest by anybody this evening? No disclosures? Disclosures? Yeah. Yes, okay.
Director of Vauxhall Homes.
Yes, you will have to go out. Okay. Thank you. Business not covered by the current forward plan, general exception. We have an item this evening, and it's from the Population Wellbeing Strategic Authority and Neighbourhood Services. And I'm going to ask Rob would you like to leave now? Yeah. I'm going to ask Rob to move this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'm assuming everybody's read the report. The objective of this report is to correct an officer oversight in meeting the conditions of decision of the executive taken in January 2023. Therefore, in view of this, I move that executive is recommended to ratify the transfer of the land at Wandon Park to Vauxhall Homes Limited. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob. As this is a procedural item, I'm taking no questions or comment on this report. It's before the executive for agreement. There's no questions, Stephen. Is that report agreed? Agreed. Thank you very much. I move on to item 4, which is special urgency. We haven't any. Item 5, we have a reference from Health and Wellbeing Board. And this it is to do with the report that was received by the Health and Wellbeing Board at our last meeting that looked for the key performance indicators. And we were very worried when we saw the issues around child overweight and obesity in Luton. You will see that it showed that significantly more children in Luton were an unhealthy weight compared to the national average, and that a national report predicted that in the next decade, more than 50% of the year 6 children in Luton would be overweight. And we felt that that was a really emergency for the council to be looking at. And therefore, I asked for it to come here to the executive to take it up the pay grade, if you like. And I would like us to bring a report back to a future executive on this issue with some plans for what we might do to assist in the work that I know is already being done by other departments. Is that acceptable? I'll try and answer any questions if anybody's got any. No? Okay, you agree? Do you agree to the report? Agreed. Thank you very much. We now move on to 5.2, which is a reference from FRG, and I plan to take that with the report on the waste later on in the agenda. Item 6, there's no reports from scrutiny, no petitions, and we now move on to the business items, and the first one is item 8, the transformation programme. Over to you, Rob.
Thank you, Chair. The purpose is to update the members on progress of the transformation programme and seek approval to release the remaining 1.3 million from the transformation reserves to sustain delivery and unlock new savings opportunities. This was a recommendation of the executive before, that when we come back to release money from the reserves, that we also give a report to the executive. The transformation programme is a key driver of Luton 2040 and the council's financial sustainability. The work spans across managing demand, increasing income and reducing spend. Together, these 3 elements play a key role in the council's medium-term financial plan and future financial sustainability. Following the Local Government Association peer review in 2024, the council had built and strengthened its internal transformation capacity, cutting consultancy spend and reducing delivery costs by 36%. Across the transformation portfolio and 3-year programme, including a new project set out in the report, circa 3 million spend is forecast to unlock a total of 8.1 million non-deficit recovery programme fund in the original 13 million saving opportunities identified in the high-level discovery in 2023, delivering an indicative return of investment of 2.7.1, which is £1 for you get £2.70 for every pound spent. If the DRP support is included, the return of investment goes to £3.6 for every pound that is spent. New enabling services discovery work is underway to validate new savings opportunities by February 2026. Overall transformation portfolio is currently RAG rated, amber reflecting realistic delivery risk and positive trajectory. Executive are asked to approve the release of the remaining 1.3 million in transformation reserves to further strengthen the in-house delivery capacity across service design, business analysis, change management and impact evaluation. Kick off discovery and delivery of new savings opportunities, including enabling services, continue to support with the DRPs, unlock further savings with the existing portfolio and build a robust pipeline of sustainable service improvements. The programme is delivering a tangible financial and organisational benefits, embedding a new culture of improvement and accountability. Continued investment is essential to maintain momentum, realise full savings potential and secure Luton's financial future. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Rob. Are there any questions on the report? Yes, David.
I just wanted to express my thanks to the Transformation Board, to the team, the hard work they put in there. These results are definitely yielding, value for our residents, and that's what our residents expect us to do, is look to see, transform and evolve and get value, best value. And I want to put my thanks to the whole team for all the hard work they put into this.
Yeah, thank you, Javid. The Chantel was up there. She couldn't come in today because she had an accident, but she's up there. She'll pass that message on to the colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. It is requested that the Council's Executive Committee approve the Council's draft Transport Plan 5 and draft integrated impact assessment for statutory consultation. An extended consultation period is scheduled to run from the 17th of November 2025 to the 16th of February 2026. This to allow additional for everybody to comment while through the Christmas holiday period. A local transport is a statutory document required under the Transport Act 2000 and the Local Transport Act 2008. This document sets out the Council's plan for local and regional transport and identifies the postal measures and infrastructure required to achieve the town's 2040 vision. Now, I want to thank my co-councillors who helped work on this, all the statutory bodies, all the young children neighbouring. This is a tremendous piece of amount of work, and we had very good stakeholder. And hoping now that we will also get more feedback from the wider community. But this document has truly been worked by a number of officers, our peers, and I hope that the executive will recommend it for consultation.
Are there any questions on the report? Everyone happy to agree? Thank you very much. We now move on to item 10, and that's over to yourself, Bassett.
Thanks, Aidan. So we're seeking executive approval to direct award 4 new contracts with our existing accommodation-based housing-related support providers for up to 24 months between the 1st of April 2026 and the 31st of March 2028. In a nutshell, the reason we're asking for it is because we're undergoing a transformation work with a single homelessness pathway, and it wouldn't make sense to go out to market in isolation. I think the risk will lead to more costly contracts as well. So until that work's done, we thought it was best to extend it. If it isn't, 216 people are at risk who are being cared for and within those accommodation providers. So we're asking for an extension. The idea is there are break clauses within the 12 and 18 months, and that's because should we need to reassess that at any point to realign it with the transformation work being done as part of single homelessness pathway, then we'll activate those. But at the moment, in order to give continuity and reassurance to those people in those services, we're asking for 4 new contracts to be directly awarded.
Questions? Yes, Rob?
Just a comment really, this is really important. When I took over the portfolio of homelessness, this is the one thing that the providers were shouting out for, a contract. Because if you look, it went from March 2007, April 2017, and has just been renewed on a 2-year basis. This is going to give them stability. It's what they are asking of us, the executive, to do for them, so they can look after our homeless people, people homeless in Luton. So it's quite important, this, from our point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. James? No? No, okay. Anybody else? Is the report agreed? Thank you very much. We now move on to item 11, and I'll take the reference from scrutiny first. Do you want to move this, Stephen? Yourself? Are you moving it? Yeah, you just moved. Oh, you're just moving it. Okay, you didn't want to say anything to it. Okay. Do you want to take the response back to the reference as well as move the report? Graham?
Thank you. Let me start with the original report. This is asking the executive to increase the scale of charges for the garden waste collection from £48 to £50, and also asking to reduce the season one from March to November, which is 9 months, and also to retain the price of a replacement bin at £24, I think 50. I welcome the challenge there from scrutiny, and this has enabled us to go away and look at our figures and some of our assumptions on the increase. I wanted to make the point that with all subscription services, the idea is to break even, and it's not to subsidize the subscription service, to make sure that the service we provide is cost neutral. Going back and look at the assumptions, the £50 increase based on the current numbers of subscribers was about 18,500. There was an assumption that we may actually, given the cost of living, that subscription number might come down. However, having reworked it and worked it on the basis that if we sustain 18,500 subscribers, I think we can extend it to a 10-month period. But it does mean the team has to manage this quite tightly. It does mean that we need to monitor subscriptions, and there may be times during the year that we actually have to promote and actually get subscribers up if we see a dip. So this is something where it's not ideal, it's not very comfortable, but we're happy to manage it to offer our residents of Luton value for money. And compared to other local authorities around us, £50 a year for a 10-month season is really good, outstanding value, and we'll have to work harder to maintain that. So I would recommend to the executive that we approve a price increase to £50 and have a 10-month season with retaining the price for a replacement bin.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Yes, James.
Sorry, is that a slight change from what's in this recommendation then?
Yes, the recommendation there is talking about £50 for 9 months. I'm proposing a recommendation of £50 for a 10-month period.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, I just wondered if there was any cost and benefit analysis that had been done on that new fee, because if we notice under item 6, the number of subscribers has been declining over a period of time, and at what point does it become economical for us to go ahead if there's a further drop off at the £50 rate? And the second point that I wanted to raise was that we are suggesting, for example, that the residents have the opportunity of taking the green waste or recycling up to the tidy tips, which is quite true. But how does that support us in trying to bring down the carbon problem? Because if we are now releasing more and more people to take, and especially if they, with the extra money going in, if it drops off and they start to take the green waste up to, all of that extra fumes, all that extra carbon is going into the atmosphere. Has that been taken into account when looking at this new fee?
I'll go back to, we will base this on 18,500 roughly subscribers, and we know year on year that's been dropping. So obviously the price was worked on the basis that there would be a drop, but we're saying here, we're trying to encourage more people to recycle. And obviously this green wastage we would need to look at the carbon impact of this, and probably come back to you on about taking it to Tidy Tip. I don't know. We would need to look at how many people actually do take it to Tidy Tip as well, because you're assuming everybody does it. I'm not sure everybody does. But we do know that we're setting ourselves a challenge here to keep the price affordable for our residents. We're going to try and maintain and even try and push that up. There is drive coming from government about more recycling. There is food recycling coming in, and I don't know if you're aware, we've just acquired 8 brand new food waste trucks that we are going to be naming, and there's a little competition about if we can come up with any appealing, fantastic or full of flavour names for them. For example, Red Zeppelin, Rolling Scones. So we will be asking our residents through a competition and promoting that and asking for suitable names to name these vehicles. So there is a drive coming from government to recycle more, because that's better for the environment, and we know that. And what we're trying to do is set ourselves a challenge to say, right, we will try and maintain the 18,500 subscribers, even look to maybe increase it. But if you look at where we are, £50 for a 10-year season is more than what our neighbouring authorities are doing.
Chair, can I just say, I'm very pleased about the 10 months, but I do take your point, Chair. Is it possible to see how many people are currently taking so that we can make a comparison going forward? And the reason I say that, because I'm thinking about the carbon neutrality by 2040. If we're going to see a lot more people taking their green recycling up to the Tidy Tips, it might be converse to what we're trying to achieve. That's the only point I'd make through you, Chair, if I could.
I think that's something we'll just have to monitor, and I think the way we'll probably monitor it is about tonnage of green waste going into the Tidy Tips compared to what's collected through the green waste cycles. And I think that's something we will just have to monitor and see how it goes. But I keep saying, obviously, the drive to recycle from government and for everybody to do that will probably prompt us down that road anyway.
Okay, and yes, Javid.
I just want to add a point. I think would it also be possible sometime during the year that we can also encourage people to do composting? I think that would also help as well, rather than to your point about people taking up their composting is one way to reduce our footprint.
Yeah, of course. Of course, that's something we can do. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, the report is before you with the amendment from FRG. Is everyone okay with that? Thank you very much.